Okay, now that we've got that all distinguished where we want to go, what we're going to do here is we're just going to start. Let's take a pencil first. And I know this one's sticking back a little further, so we need to cut a little bit more off here. Let's do that first. Let's just chop a little bit more off here, which is not too difficult to do. There you go. You want these hands kind of to match up a little bit. A tad more. There we go. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start rounding this off from the elbow over. We're just going to do this. Okay, just so. Alright, same thing over here. We're just going to take a little piece off here. In fact, I need to go a little bit lower right here. You're constantly eyeing up your piece to make sure that it's even on both sides, especially if you got hands and things like that that you're trying to carve. Okay, so we're just gonna hold off on that, and then over here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to trim this off. The hardest part is making things match up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to round off the arms now a little bit. We're just going to go up to here. We're not going to really go further than that. Okay. So you're going to do both arms. You're just going to round them off. Okay. Get them somewhat looking the same. And the same down here. You're going to just round it off. And over here. And you're just going to round everything up. Alright. Alright, now the pot of gold itself, we're going to go back to that because I've got to do the hands later. I've got to eyeball this offline a little bit more. I'm looking at the bottom of the pot and slightly rounded, as you can see. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to go down. I'm trying to think how I should do this. Let me go this way. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the top part of the kettle. The coins are going to be sitting on top. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do the coins yet, but I'll get it all worked out. I usually do somehow or other. You know, it's amazing. We're going to round this up. I'm just going to round everything off a little bit more, just like so. Okay. And we're just going to take a little indentation out. I'm just going to start rounding this up. I was thinking maybe a wood burner would work well for that, but I'm trying to think if you're a beginner and you don't have a wood burner, what you could do to make the pot of gold. You might want to paint on the little half circles for the coins. That's a thought you could do as well. Yeah, it's really up to you and how you want to do it. But I'll show you the way I'm going to do it here, and you can decide for yourself how you want to finish that off. Alright, we're gonna just trim this out. I kind of want to round that kettle off on the side there, so I'm trying to take off enough that we can round this off a little bit more. So let's just keep chopping this stuff off. Okay. It's coming, folks. I find the pieces that take the longest usually are the most rewarding. Sometimes. You know, it all depends on the pattern and, you know, your interest in the piece at the time. But nothing like seeing an end result of your hard work of making something. Okay, I'm going to dig out a little bit here, and we're going to have a little bit of a rim up there, so I'm going to keep digging a little bit more out. Because I really want that to look like a pot of gold, so we're just going to dig a little bit more out here. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that, because we're going to round this up and then put another lip underneath it for part of the kettle. Okay, now I'm going to round this up here, and this from the top over. We're going to get rid of that ugly bandsaw marks there. Folks, if you don't have a bandsaw, please invest in one if you're interested in wood carving. You can get one for $100 or so. I actually got a nice used one, a Delta 10-inch, at a flea market where I work at a mall, and they just happened to have it sitting there. It was almost brand new. $35. I had to go buy a $7 blade for it. I bought two in case one would snap. And folks, it's been a wonderful little tool. I always had a real large one that I used, but it's nice to have a little tabletop one for small items like this that you just want to cut out real quick. Okay, see how we've got this already rounded up. I'm going to look at it offline and we'll be back.